Alright, this is part 2 of the video. I haven't taken the crankcase off yet because I'm going to show you how to check that displacement very quickly. So I grabbed my vernier caliper, I closed it all the way, I made sure it was zeroed, and I'm leaving it on inches, not millimeters. And then what you do is you're going to turn the crankshaft until the piston is at its lowest point of travel. Right there. Go beyond it till it comes back up, and then go back the other way till it comes back up, and find that center point where it's at its lowest point of travel. So there it is at its lowest. And basically you're going to take the tailstock of the vernier caliper. You made sure it was zeroed, and then you're going to do it with it sitting up. Okay, so I'm just going to rest it on the top, bring the tailstock down till the end of the tailstock here is sitting on the top of the piston, and then take my reading, and that is the stroke. I'm going to write it down on my worksheet. Then I'm going to close it up, zero it again, then I'm going to use the inside jaws, and I'm going to go across the and measure the bore of the cylinder, which is diameter, and take that reading right on my worksheet, use the formula, figure out displacement. Alright, so that's that. So now, to take the crankcase off, just undo the bolts that hold the crankcase. Ooh, these are tight. Whoever put these on. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's supposed to be one right there, which someone didn't put in. Okay, it's supposed to be 6. So let's take these off a little quicker than that. That one's loose. Right. Okay, so I need a new container for the crankcase bolts. And what I should have also said is before I started, I made sure I had a nice clean work area that was wiped down. Nothing else sitting on the table, so I didn't get anything mixed up with my engine parts. Alright, keep track of your tools. If one falls off the bench, pick it up immediately so you don't have to look for it at the end of the class in case it gets kicked. Alright, we got them all. One more, right over here. There we go. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do have my 6. Boy, oh boy. There we go. So I got my 6. Alright, now to get the crankcase off, it might be sealed with silicone here, so take the brass hammer, give it a little tap. Now, what I want you guys to do here, I want you to be very gentle to take this off so the parts inside of here do not fall out of place. Alright, so, see my, there goes my camshaft, it's already moving with it. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted the camshaft to stay with the engine block so I could check to see if the timing was accurate. But it's like stuck on it, so I have no choice. It's going to come with it. I have no choice. Alright, so if you find that it's stuck here, grab a pair of vice grip pliers, open them up. Just gently hold the crankshaft with the pliers. You don't want to gouge it. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Find the loose spot, and lo and behold, off it comes. There we go. Alright, so there's my camshaft. I was wanting that to stay with the engine so I could check the timing to see if it was accurate. So camshaft. This is your oil slinger. That's going to sling the oil around inside so it lubricates the cylinder wall. Alright, take that off. Now, there's the valve lifter that fell out, and there'll be another valve lifter here. Make sure they should be the same size, just double check that they're the same length, which they are. I'm going to put them in their own container. Alright, so we have our crankshaft, connecting rod, piston in here still, held on by the connecting rod cap. So turn the crankshaft until you can get at the 2 bolts. They should be 7/16, and they will be a fine thread bolt. All right? Just so you know. So just remember connecting rod cap bolts are fine thread. And it's going to be a little oily, so it's going to be a little slippery in there. And loosen them both. There we go. And if, oh, slippery. Okay, and then there we go. Undo those. Now, before I take the other one out, what I'm going to do, all right, I'm going to take one out, first of all, just to show you here. Fine thread, all right. I'm going to take this scratch awl, because it's got a sharp point, and I am going to scratch a mark on the cap that matches up with the mark on the connecting rod, so I know what direction it faced. If I put this cap on backwards, I'm going to be very unhappy because your engine will not turn over properly, all right? And you'll have to rip it all apart again, so you don't want that to happen to you. So make sure you know what direction that cap faced before you take it off. So I'm taking out the other bolt now. Then I'll take the cap off. Then I'll lift the piston up through the top of the cylinder and then take the crankshaft out. All right, and see how that fell off? So good thing I marked it so I knew which direction it faced before it fell off. All right, so now I'm going to push the connecting rod up through. All right, and you might have a hard time getting at it. There we go. Come on. A little son of a gun. There we go. So there we go. Notice what direction this faced to. It faced that direction, not that direction. So if you have to, put a little scratch mark on it or use a marker and mark, you know, this side out or something so you know it goes that way in relation to the crank and not that way. Okay? And what you could also do is you could put that back on there right now to see what you see. See how it's a nice tight fit both sides? If I put that backwards, I could put the bolts in, but look, air gap. That's going to allow this to stick out far enough that it's going to hit the side here. So you make sure that when you put this back together, no air gap. It's sitting proper. Okay? So we got that. Pull out the crankshaft. There we go. There's your engine block. And that's it. There's all your major parts. Okay? So once you reach that point, you're going to wipe everything down, make sure it's good and clean, scrape off all the silicone, and I'm going to show you quickly how to do that properly. When you use a scraper, if you go this way only, you're going to dig, dig, dig. Your best bet is to just hold it almost 90 degrees and bring it towards you. Look at the difference. That way you don't have to worry about it slipping. You're bringing it towards you. All right, same deal here. Look how it just peeled it off. Much easier, okay? So that's how you use a scraper properly. Get it all cleaned off, wipe it all clean, use your worksheet, the inspection sheet, check all the components, and then have the teacher check your work. Okay, I think that's it. Oh yeah, crankcase, make sure that goes in the bucket. At the end of class, you got one bucket here for all your big parts. Okay, so that would be the one bucket for all your big parts here. Just like that. All right. So you need that. And then this other bucket is for all your little buckets, for all these. So you're going to need quite a few cups here. All right. There we go. Okay. Make sure all your stuff gets put away, all your tools get put away properly in their proper spot, nothing missing. Make sure the blocks go away. Make sure all the other tools that came from the tool cabinet get put away. Make sure the vernier caliper gets turned off and put away. And make sure that your sheet gets put back in the tray where it should be. Don't take it with you so your partner has it for next day in case you're not here. I know I'm missing something, but I just don't know what it is right now. So hopefully that'll get you started. Please watch these videos before you get started. And I'm going to put another series of videos on when it comes to cylinder honing and putting your engine back together properly. Okay? Good luck.